Hey everyone, it's Richard Metal Fan here, bringing you guys a brand new old school album review. And today we're going to be looking into this album's 20th anniversary, and it's the second album from one of my favorite death metal bands. As you can see by the title, today we're going to be looking into Black Seeds of Vengeance by Nile, the band's second album released on September 5th in the year 2000 through Relapse Records. Now, of course, this album follows up their debut album, which came out in 1998, called Amongst the Catacombs of Nefrenka. Probably butchered that. And with this album, compared to that, I feel like Nile kind of went with more of a technical direction, more technical, more intricate stuff. And musically, and they also have a little bit of a lineup change on this album. They got in Dallas Toller Wade playing in guitar with them, and he pretty much remained in the band for 17 years. And they had like additional drumming on this album from, in my opinion, one of the most underrated drummers in metal period, Derek Roddy, and he does a great job. He does like on the credits, he does like additional drumming, I mean, along with their drummer on this album, which was Pete Hamuwara. I probably butchered his name, but yeah, I feel like it's hard to tell because they're both really great players, and just like the vocal work from Dallas and Carl Sanders are great. Just like and their guitar riffing and just shredding is just fucking insane, and just the bass I kind of wish was kind of a little bit audible. But yeah, without further ado, we'll just dive into this album track by track. Okay, now starting things off is Invocation of the Gate of At Ankh Ns Mnd, which is just a little like 42-second like little short instrumental song, which I believe it really sets the whole mood and the atmosphere for what's about to begin. It's very Middle Eastern sounding, and this is pretty much what Nile is known for. They have like pretty much the Middle Eastern like Egyptian influences in their sound, and I just fucking love that about them. And then we just move on to the next song of the album, which is the title track, Black Seeds of Vengeance, which pretty much shows like the formula that Nile is known for of the album, with some really great guitar riffs, just supported by just the insane like drumming, I mean, and just has some really great structures. And I just love in this track like the keyboards and just like the chants just really just flow well with each other. Next song on the album is called Defiling the Gates of Ishtar, which compared to what we've heard from the last track, this song kind of features a lot more like melody and just some more just great drumming. I mean, and just the ending of the song has some really kind of like ancient sounding chanting thing, which just feels like it just takes you back in time to like the old Egypt or Middle Eastern times. Yeah. Moving on to The Black Flame, which it's a pretty interesting song right here. It's in terms of just the vocal work, which is actually performed by Carl Sanders, and his vocals are just really just deep and just so guttural, and his vocal technique is just, I don't know, it's just fucking insane. And then we move on to the next song, which is another instrumental piece called Libitation into the Shades Who Lurk in the Shadows of the Temple of Enur. I probably butchered that, which is just, I consider it kind of like another kind of like interlude, which has a little bit of like a melody played on like a harp, which almost kind of sounds very, and a little bit of like a classical guitar as well. And there's like very just like monk-like vocals near the end of the song, which kind of makes it feel a lot more dramatic. And then we move on to one of my favorite songs called Masturbating the War God. I don't know, I just think the title of that song is just fine to me, but the song itself is really great. It's just very just slow and just grinding and just makes you bang your head, and just some really great choral like vocals, especially near the end of the song, is fucking good. Then we go on to Multitude of Foes, has some really insane guitars and drums that just goes well, and just like this, it's just searing everything on here. Then we move on to Chapter for Transforming into a Snake, which the riffs on this song just pretty much twist and turn, and it's just really very memorable and very melodic here, and the drumming is just insane, and Derek just blasts his way. It just hit like 260 beats per minute. Like I said, in my opinion, one of the most underrated drummers in metal general. Well, I just think people need to like pay attention to him, or that's just me. Moving on to Nasa Aku Kan Shia Nabisu, which this song is just a pounding attack, just some really just insane drumming, and the riffing in here just like it kind of sounds very thrash like, almost akin to like Slayer a bit, and just some, even the chaos soloing has that bit of like Slayer vibe to it. Moving on to Dream of Ur, which kind of starts off very creepy sounding and just very slow and just haunting, and then it just switches right there into just some bruising death metal, then just switches back and forth. I consider it kind of like Nile's kind of like bipolar song. It just starts off slow and creepy and just goes insane and fucking fast in your face. Yeah, then we move on to the Nameless City of the Accursed, which is yet another instrumental. Oh, which we heard we have 3 instrumentals in our on this album, which is a really good, pretty good song. A song just has some good guitars, drums, and bass in here. Just a pretty good song. Blech. And then we go on to Keti, Seth, Shimsu, which in my opinion is a perfect closer for, in what I can see is a perfect album. And there's pretty much only like chanted lyrics and just percussion, and then just like the overall whole vibe of the song just makes you feel like you've just witnessed something amazing. And I don't know. No, but overall, a pretty good way to end this album. Now, overall, Black Seeds of Vengeance by Nile is kind of like a step up from what we've heard on their debut, and pretty much, I feel like this is pretty much where Nile has their signature sound. So if I were to give this album a score, I'm probably going to give this a solid 9 out of 10. So yep, that's my review of Black Seeds of Vengeance by Nile, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the album, and I'll see you all in the next video. And as always, keep it metal.